Guys, cheers. Um, I know other people will come in a little bit later, or you might watch this live later. And typically, what happens is nobody will be jump on at first, and then some other people will jump on later, or you'll maybe watch it at a later date. So we don't have too much dead room or dead space um, um, in the beginning of the video. So I'm going to get started with the first few topics. First, foremost, I want to say thank you so much for all of you guys finding my channel, coming here, communicating to me through the comment section. Also, I'm happy that some of my information has helped you out or helped to kind of help you look at things a little bit more differently. Um, and then if you are in here right now into the chats or into this live, I am using my earbuds, so please notify me if you cannot hear clearly, or if it's a problem. I'll be happy to take them out. This is really kind of more so for you to get some more clarity, and then also for me to kind of block out some of the outside noise. And so I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm thankful that you guys have found my channel. I'm glad that we have maybe collectively found a common ground. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, we have something in common that we can help each other, can kind of guide us to a better direction and a better version of ourselves. So, with that said, there is some newer people that eventually start coming onto my channel recently that I have met in person, and I have talked to. I want to welcome them as well too. Welcome you guys if you guys have met me here in my local area, and then also for all of you guys that have been maybe in different states, different countries. I want to say thank you. You've been a long time supporter of me. I know a lot of you guys have been really awesome and very supportive of my journey, and I appreciate you for being here with the utmost gratitude. Moving forward, the the most important thing to remember is not losing ourselves in the battle of first our mind, first um, our stress levels, right? Our stress levels are heightened up through this shock of this new experience of being outed out of your family, um, coming to the realization that the woman has basically said that it's time for you to leave or go, or you want it over, or they cheated, or you are ending it, whatever the case may be. Um, it comes to a shock and an awe, and there's this huge shock, and with that said, you will have people that will eventually kind of allow that shock to dictate their thoughts and dictate their actions and their movements. What is revealed to yourself through this shock and this awe is the actualization of you, who you really are. It's a new version of you that you actually have to experience going through a catastrophic event of trauma, of depression, of going through a divorce. Your life is changing dramatically before your eyes within a matter of minutes, moments, weeks, months, and years. And everything that you've ever looked towards is changing before you. Everything. The place of where your shoes are located, where you grab your towel, the sounds of your child in the background, and the exact sounds that you recognize them with. You never hear those again, and it's almost these very subtle, shocking, traumatic moments, and they come so subtly in the new space that you're at, in the new time, the new area, the new thought patterns. This new version of you is being discovered during this depression, this new human being, this new man or woman, wherever you're coming from. And when you have this new version of you, you almost don't know how to handle it. We have been taught for many, many years through our family upbringings, through society, social media, how we have to look at things, how to handle things, how the wrong way to handle things, and I feel that's detrimental because constantly, relating the message of the wrong way to handle things, in turn, actually makes the population handle them the wrong way, in the way that they have learned it to be, which was the wrong way. So I feel that that's detrimental, but that's something that society that has, and I myself have been affirmed, I've made those same mistakes. So we want to, with this new version of us having to experience this depression or this trauma, this new version of us, we almost not only have to navigate through the pain and suffering of missing our children, navigate through a new lifestyle that we must lead towards, new stresses that are on our plate, but we also have to groom a new version of us. You must groom. So if we can look at the lighter side and the brighter side of this, is you have the opportunity to now recreate yourself and transform yourself into a better version of you. This is crucial. This is absolutely crucial. This is the absolute must. Because what happens now that we look at things differently, we almost feel as though I am changing because I see it now. I see the way this happened. I see where I went wrong. I see where she did me wrong or he did me wrong. I'm going through these new experiences, and new is not always. Erica Martinez, thank you so much for commenting. I appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well. I'm wishing you peace. And not it's not always going to be a new you because you're having these new experiences. We have to groom a new version of us. We have got to this place with this person and this point in our life where we're actually we're suffering, we're hurting, we're in pain. But if we can take away the huge layers of problems of pain and suffering that we're dealing with, and we can look deep, deep inside ourselves, because we're blanking ourselves with, oh my God, the kids, the schedule, the money loss, the I'm missing, and it hurts, and how could he or how could she, and we're blanketing ourselves, and we've got this huge pile of things, layers that we're just, and if we clear all of this and go deep inside ourselves, how did I get here? No matter if you are right or if you are wrong, how did I get here? But the question must be answered. You must look deeper, deeper, deep inside your childhood trauma. Everything stems from childhood trauma. Everything stems from childhood trauma. And it's almost like beating this topic like a dead horse. It's every time I come to these different areas where I'm learning and understanding these things, or just in my life and going through counseling and therapy, and learning a new religious and learning some Buddhism. Once I've come to this realization that everything really stems from childhood trauma. Let me give you an example of childhood trauma. I'm going to give you just a quick example. The child is happy and excited, and they want to share something with the parent. And this is really, really simple and at the lowest level of real trauma, but this is trauma. So when this child says, oh my gosh, look at this, I can't believe this, look, I want to show you this. And the parent's like, oh, that's great. And the child's like, well, but that moment is really just, it's overshadowed by we're at the fast food McDonald's, we're maybe trying to do something else, and it's overshadowed. But that child, for that moment, their joy was not accepted. Do you think that happened just one time? No, because it was so easily deflected by the parent that now that parent has actually created a natural pattern. So that's normal for that parent. Although the parent didn't mean any harm, the parent does not mean any harm. But the child, that's the child's world. It wasn't so much the object of excitement they're trying to show you, it's the acceptance of joy in their heart by their parent that was not accepted. That is at maybe at the lower level, but that is a cut in childhood trauma for children. And so when that child will constantly be looking for gratification from the parent, or looking for not gratification, looking for validation from the parent in other ways. It may even be through crying or excitement of something or trying to do their best. And what happens when the child tries to do their best and make the parent happy and that child does not complete their best or succeed in their best? Now it's even deeply rooted. I tried my best to please this person, although they're never really completely accepting of my best that I try to show them, and I failed. Now, it's not just the deflection, it's the internal battle within that child. I'm a failure. I failed at doing my best. And these are the things that we don't recognize as a parent. We're not recognizing them as a parent. And it's okay. There's no book to say that this is what we need to look out for. That's okay. We're not bad parents. Okay, so I don't want you to get your head wrapped around of things that may be from the past. Hey man, how are you? Honest Truth, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much for being new to my channel. I really appreciate you, man. Tough night here. I know. It's good to see you too, brother. I appreciate your wisdom. I was watching your videos. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your wisdom. Very good insight. Well-rounded mentality of wisdom, and I'm really, really, really excited to find your channel. You're awesome. And what I was sharing here was thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah. And I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you guys so much. As you, as a YouTuber, or just trying to spread your message of whatever you're doing, whatever it may be, whatever it is that we try to do out there, we're just trying to connect with people and share some type of share something that's good. I'm sure pushing along a good message. However we do it. And what I'm talking here right now is about the childhood trauma, and how we should look at how we looked at that, and how we're not really looking at it. To be honest with you, is how we're not looking at it. Also, moving forward, going back to the beginning, some of you may watch the video in the very beginning of what I talked about is how we got here, how we ended up here. And it does stem from that childhood trauma that you experienced. Now you're an adult. We did not fix it. And now we're an adult, and we're actually creating these micro traumas within our family, which is actually detrimental to the family, because now we've lost them. We're going through difficulties, and we're actually having to rediscover a new version of us. And so here we are rediscovering this new version. And so again, going back to looking at the brighter side of things, this is the opportunity to transform yourself into a better version of you. And it can be a process. It can be a small process, like putting yourself in healthier environments, maybe in church, maybe at the gym, putting yourself in a peaceful, quiet, meditative state, or in a space, or just turning the lights off and just quiet. Many times I'll turn the lights off here. I have the window open. The sun shines really nicely through it. I get a little this yellow glow sometimes, and I'll just lay here. And I'll lay there and just stare at the wall and just have my eyes closed and just really go deep, deep into meditation. It wasn't always like that, but it's a process. It takes time. And not everyone's going to be doing Not everyone's going to be doing it your way, or we're going to be doing it the right way. But at least you're failing. You're figuring things out and what works for you, and then you're going to eventually find what works best for you, and just in transforming yourself into a better version of yourself. And the most important thing, I think, to remember is that this is this is for everything in life. But the most important thing, hold on, I want to say this topic I talked about earlier, is during this transformation, while the trauma can take us to a space of darkness, and actually we can relate this message of darkness in other ways, outwardly, in the public, at work, with family, with friends, with coworkers. And we have to be very cautious in our transformation. We have to police our thoughts. Okay? Police your thoughts, police your actions. So the outside police don't have to do that to you. Do that internally for yourself. Be at peace with yourself. Sometimes your thoughts, it even says so in the Bible, sometimes your thoughts come from the devil. You know, oh yeah, during this, I'm going to grow for sure during this process. I'm literally going to go tattoo today because I felt like my internals didn't match. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, there's these things that we try to go through, and I'm glad you bring that up. That it goes in line with what we're talking about too. It does help. Thank you so much. That during this process of transforming, or just discovering a new version of us, and why am I going through this? I must get better. I must look at things differently. Sometimes we act on it with good intent, but we might do something wrong. And it's not so wrong. It's just a different. It's just you. What's the best way to say this? Let me give you an example. I'm going to put me first. Okay, I'll put me first as an example. I did a couple things that were like self-sacrificial. I'll call it self-sacrificial suffering. And I wanted to suffer. I wanted to go deeper into a mental, emotional, and physical suffering. I wanted to experience a deeper pain within my mind and body. I wanted to see how I handled it and how I attached myself to peace and love. Peace and love, that's it. Just peace and love. And everything that surrounded peace and love. And so I started off small, like um, just, I started off small, like, well, first I wanted to get a tattoo. That was for one. I ended up not getting, I didn't have the money to get the tattoo. And I'm paying a lot on other things and stuff like that, and I was trying to, and I had just closed my business after COVID. Things got super super bad, and that's when I got more active here on the YouTube channel, and I started to starve myself. I fasted. First, I did it for a couple days. Then I did it for 3 days. Of course, I would eat, and then I would wait to do it again, and then I did it for 4 days. And I remember on the end of the third day, going into the fourth day, I had a massive, massive migraine. And I do suffer from migraines. I actually have to take medication for it. And if I don't take the medication on time, I can be hospitalized, possibly hospitalized, depending on how severe the migraine is. But they're really, really, really bad. And so I was like, okay, this is enough. I'm not going to do this for a while. But I did find some benefits in it because um, I wanted to find a place of peace and harmony and love just through struggle, just for my internal struggle. Another thing I did is I got lost. This is weird. This is maybe for some like some old weird stuff. This is funny. I know somebody made fun of me about this the other day, but I went and got lost in the woods. I went and got lost in the woods over here. You can't really get too lost over here in California, but I did get lost just a little bit. At least tried to for about 7 hours. I ran for I ran a half marathon through a trail, which is about 13.2 miles. I think I stopped a couple times just to walk for about a minute and drink the water because I couldn't run and drink at the same time. And then I just got lost. And I said, at my worst moment, at my end of me, when I'm just completely through, I'm just going to start walking into the the lost areas of the trail. And I did, and I just kept going, 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 um, and I just kind of sat there for a few moments. It was kind of weird. I was really dizzy and tired and all that other stuff. Big question, yes. Half marathon, geesh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Side note. Yeah, yeah. Please ask away. Um, the that's when I started my journey on the half marathon. Good foods for when it's tough to eat, like when you just have diet all day, but you have to eat something. Oh, good question. Oatmeal. Oatmeal, definitely. Um, Try to stay away from any kind of like caffeine or sugars and stuff like that. I definitely eat sugar and I drink caffeine, but I'm just saying if your stomach is completely empty, the best, absolute best thing you have to think about is that when you're starving for a long period of time and you have an empty stomach, you have to think of it like this: what you're putting in crucially at that very moment is going to go directly to your brain and go directly to your muscle tissue. Your body's just going to be like in starvation mode, and it's just going to suck up whatever you have straight into your brain. So if you drink soda on an empty stomach that you haven't eaten for about a day or two, and you drink a soda, you're definitely going to have this huge crash and feel like crap later, more than you would ever experience before. Um, and then, sorry, I just heard a loud noise. Um, and then, let's see here. And then I would say just oatmeal, stick with oatmeal, keep it simple, keep it clean, fruits and vegetables. Carbs are always best to carb up. Awesome, I'll go grab some oats. I heard, I heard that noise too. Yeah, I don't know where it was coming from. Um, yeah, just keeping it simple with fruits and vegetables. I think one of the things that I was reading about is spirulina. Spirulina, they used to use this in the Amazon, I think in Africa and like some old um, other Aztec tribes and stuff like that. Spirulina would be used for, you can buy it in a powder form and just drink it and mix it with water, or you can get 5 pills. Um, and let's see. Yeah. And, oops, where's it at? Okay, there it goes. And it basically has helped people like who've been in the forest and the Amazon forest um, kind of go through that starvation period for longer periods of time. Yeah, spirulina. Yeah, spirulina. It's pretty. It works out pretty good. It works out pretty good. I don't know. I know the benefits from it. It just has a lot of natural minerals. It's mostly earthly minerals, so it's really helpful. On an empty stomach is okay. Yes, in the morning. Yeah, take it on an empty stomach. You're right, Key. Exactly. And so one of the other things I want to go back to the topic I was talking about is just kind of finding a new version of you, a new better version of you. Is is I did that. I went through like some. I'm grabbing that too. Thank you. Is I was basically starving myself. I was running a lot. Did a lot of runs that time, and I was almost running 20 to 30 miles a week. I don't run like that right now. I actually was running so much that eventually my left Achilles tore. It was a partial tear on my Achilles. I was injured and out, and then and that was in 2022. And the beginning of this year, 2023, I did a right Achilles tear on my right, and that was during the Honolulu Marathon in Hawaii. Um, and I didn't talk about this on this channel too much, but I had a girlfriend who watches my channel. She is now an ex-girlfriend, and I wish her peace and stuff like that. But uh, was just way overboard, way over the top, and I always just felt like I was trying to keep up with her, just keeping up with her in any little thing, because she was just, her brain was just constantly shooting, like almost like on coke. I mean, she was constantly pew 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 pew, and I was just like, sometimes I would question myself, but at some point, hey guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. And so basically, I had did the Honolulu Marathon, and it was my very first marathon, and that I tore my right Achilles on the last 4 miles, and I can feel that thing just just tearing and just tearing and just tearing. And it was like, and I could feel it going more and more and more. And the more it tore, the more my toes were just like would gnarl up in there, and it would just tear in the back of my Achilles. And then I just at some point I was like I could not press anymore because the toes were gnarled, and if I pressed forward anymore like we normally would, it was pulling on the Achilles, and so I just let the foot sit up this way, and I just kept my legs straight, and I just swung my hip, and I just ran on the back of my heel, which eventually tore the fatty muscle tissue on the side. So I have a slight tear on the inside there, and but I had to finish it. So I had to finish it, and but then I've been in rehab for the past like 6 months, and it's freaking crazy. I know, and but I had to finish it. It was very painful, but the pain was outside of me, so it wasn't part of who I like mentally. It wasn't a part of me, but mentally, I was so happy because I conquered like another part of my journey. Like that suffering that I needed to see how much further I can take this because the world was hurting me. The lawyers had took my whole entire life away from me. Everything I ever worked hard for. I'm a Native American Indian man, native of this land. My blood is on this earth, as all of us are. Um, and I'm legally a Native American Indian. My father still lives on the Indian reservation, but a woman not of this country came here, I had a child with, and took my child. And this country allowed that to happen. Um, and I And so I never felt more like destroyed by my own country. I mean, I'm not worried about the past. That's fine. Um, I'm not living in that moment. I'm living for today. But I felt like the world is throwing you these deep, deep, painful blows, right? You're missing your children. You've lost everything. I've gone homeless. I had my heart attack from stress, and they're throwing the world is throwing you so much. I said, no, 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 motherfucker. Um, you can't hurt me more than I can hurt myself. So I needed to go through more suffering, and I wanted to do it to myself. I've done things just like workouts where I've done 500 push-ups, 500 squats, 500 sit-ups. I've done, and I think I did a old video of like 100 push-ups, 100 squats. And once I realized like I wanted to start this journey of like just constant going for like hours and not stopping, and just see how much I can actually mentally pursue through and all this stuff. And I started doing that, and I've done it, and I've done I've done other things where I've just kind of like put myself into a meditative state where I was just like truly really um, doing other things where I'd rather not talk about right now, that I really hurt myself, and I wanted to just find in the depths of pain, in the depths of suffering, I wanted to find peace and love within me. That's truly helpful advice to your family. I refuse not to let the world hurt me more than I can hurt myself. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And it's so important, you know. We think like, oh no, that person did me wrong, and this person hurt me, or they said something wrong to me, you know. And I wanted to go further into just saying, well, the common thing, don't let people affect you. Don't let what they say hurt you. I really wanted to make it seem like when someone is like trying to hurt me at any level of anything, the flesh, the mind, of anything, I wanted to just be able to laugh and say, there's nothing that can hurt me more than I can hurt myself. Nothing at all. And that is true if you really think about it, because you go through these deep, dark moments in life, or you're going through depression, or something that's hurting you or bothering you, and your mind will play tricks on you. You will hurt you, you know, and in the midst of that, are you losing yourself? Is your character changing? Don't. Find a better version of you by finding peace in the pain, finding love and harmony in your mind, in the suffering. If you think about a soldier of war, and they have been starving for days and weeks on end, and they're infected of some sort on their hands or feet, and they've been beaten and tortured. But how can they survive? They can survive with the hope of some thoughts of peace and some thoughts of love in their mind. It's the mind that will carry you through anything. It really is. um, yeah, man, thank you so much. Guys, I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna do another live tomorrow morning. My time right now is 8:30, I believe it is 8:35, and we're gonna do another live. I will talk to you guys really soon, and really have to let you go right now. I love you guys very, very much. Thank you so much for watching, okay? And I'll talk to you again soon. I wish you all the best. You're the best. There's nothing better than you. You're the greatest version. There is nothing that can bring you down. Always hold your head up high. You're a king. You are queens. There's nothing greater than you. Nothing can destroy you. Stand tall. Be proud of who you are. You came into this world as the greatest version, the greatest human being on earth, and we kneel at your presence. You're amazing. I love you so, so much. You're so powerful and strong and amazing. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for being here. I love you guys with all my heart. Take care. Your brother, Rock. Take care. Bye.